El Paso, Texas. Welcome to the first annual Miss 1992 World America. As we welcome our 51 state delegates as they compete for the title of Miss 1992 World America. The Miss 1992 World America is brought to you by Kellogg's, the best to you each morning. And Toilet Duck, the thick liquid toilet bowl cleaner. Nothing fights dirt like duck. And our television hostess, Miss World, Gina Tolleson. Nadine Tanega from Hawaii. Margaret Johnson from Texas. Lisa Watson from Oklahoma. Shannon Stone from California. Diana Morris from New Mexico. Sunday Rosberg from Montana. Billie Jean Benning from Wyoming. Lori Easley from Idaho. Tiffany Redazel from Colorado. Shayi Jackson from Washington. Tamara Halverson from North Dakota. Jody Jones from Utah. Randy Pianovi from Oregon. Eileen Cantor from Nevada. Misty Bird from Mississippi. Tisa Payne from Louisiana. Tiffany Adams from Tennessee. Reed Swafford from South Carolina. Sharon Belden from Florida. Jennifer Waldrop from Georgia. Shanna Phillips from North Carolina. Lindy Bonham from Arkansas. Reagan Davis from Virginia. Krista Ransbottom from West Virginia. Ron Ann Fry from Kentucky. Kimberly Wesson from Alabama. Mary Carol Verlinde from Arizona. LaTanya Elliott from Nebraska. Gina Maggio from Illinois. Melissa Hedrick from Kansas. Jolene Stavrakis from Minnesota. Sarah Meyer from Missouri. Trina Hoyt from Iowa. Lisa Allison from Ohio. Karen Meyer from Alaska. Jelaine Fossum from South Dakota. Tammy Hornick from Wisconsin. Kimberly Snows from Michigan. Lisa Walker from Indiana. Johnson from New Hampshire. Cara Bentley from Rhode Island. Peggy Corey from Vermont. Cindy Watson from New Jersey. Nicole Coco from Connecticut. Christina Angel from Delaware. Laura Wheeler from Massachusetts. Lee Bubar from Maine. Tracy Smith from the District of Columbia. Heather Quarles from New York. Elizabeth Seaback from Pennsylvania. Jeannie Hanglider from Maryland. Gentlemen, our Miss 1992 World America contestants. Beautiful, intelligent, and definitely women of the 90s. The Miss 1992 World America continues live from El Paso after this message. Ladies and gentlemen, our host for the evening, Alan Thicke.
Complex, and this is the all-new Miss 1992 World America competition. Now notice please that I didn't say pageant. It's the 90s. Let's be candid, this is a competition. The pageant is a parade, and a parade is a big mouse on a float, and somebody like me saying, "Hey, kids, look, big mouse, nice float." Now back to you, Joan London. Oh, this is more than pageants. The women of the 90s want to compete, but they want to do so in all areas. To be physically beautiful is just not enough. Now, in all three competitions, our judges will be looking for that total personality. The one young lady who possesses a combination of the physical, the mental, the emotional, the spiritual, those qualities that would make a fine Miss World or a pretty good NFL quarterback. 51 contestants, one from each state and the District of Columbia, have gathered on this stage for a competition that will determine who will represent America in the International Miss World competition in Sun City, Botswana. That's December 12th. Now, to top it off, she wins a $100,000 cash award for being named Miss 1992 World America. You people of home may have already picked your early favorites, as has the audience here. Or were they cheering the $100,000? I'm not sure. Lots to cheer about tonight. Let's see if the judges agree with you, folks. Our contestants have no idea which of them has been selected as our 10 semifinalists. I'll be reading these semifinalist names in no particular order. Good luck to all of you. From 51, we go to 10. Our first Miss 92 World America semifinalist is, from Hawaii, Nadine Tanega. Two of our newest states represented. Alaska sends us Karen Meyer. The people in Colorado will be happy tonight. Tiffany Rydesel. The next contestant, still with a chance to continue, comes from New York, Heather Quarles. Let's make sure we include Sharon Belden from Florida. We're at the halfway mark, 5 names to go, and one of them is Shannon Stone from California. And from Pennsylvania, Elizabeth Seaback. Only 3 more of these young ladies has a chance to become the Miss 1992 World America. One of them is from, isn't that convenient, right here in Texas, Margaret Johnson. A little bias there. From Massachusetts, Laura Wheeler. We're down to one last name after all the regional contests and 3 weeks of grueling rehearsals and preliminaries. One chance remains, and that chance goes to the state of North Carolina, Shanna Phillips. There they are, ladies and gentlemen. How about one more round of applause for all 51 of these terrific contestants? I'd like you to meet someone now who can certainly relate to the excitement these young ladies are feeling at the moment. She's only the second American to ever win Miss World. Please welcome Gina Tollison, Miss World 1990. You'll be a tough act to follow, Gina. Any advice for these 10 young ladies who are hoping to follow in your footsteps?
Well, get some comfortable shoes,
yes.
Definitely.
A lot of traveling, I'm sure.
When I was Miss World, I traveled over 23 countries. I learned a lot. I saw a lot. I'm very grateful. It was a year of tremendous growth for me.
Yes, Gina was 5'6" when she won the title, and look at her now.
Well, and I would think with the full heels and the hair treatment this night, I'm an easy 6'4".
Yes, yes. I'm feeling like Danny DeVito here. And Gina has been an excellent ambassador to the world. Now, how do you answer the critics of these kinds of competitions?
Well, the motto of the Miss World organization is beauty with a purpose. Over the years, the purpose has been to raise over $40 million for children's charities. I'm proud to have been a part of that group that is determined to make a difference. Each of tonight's contestants have a chance to do the same. They've already had some highlights they'll remember forever, and I'd like to show you some of them.
Well, we'd like to watch.
El Paso, Texas. Its name meaning the Pass of the North, boasts the unique distinction of bordering 4 cities, 3 states, and 2 nations. Just across the famous Rio Grande is its closest neighbor, Juarez, Mexico. The 2 cities symbolize dynamic blending of cultures. On their tour of the 2 communities, our 51 state delegates discover a world of diverse and exciting activities to experience. First, it was a stop at Desert Storm Park, located in El Paso's very own highly sophisticated military base, Fort Bliss. Here, contestants had a first-hand look at our country's defense equipment, including the world-famous Patriot missile system. From the battlefield to the playing field, it's the Sun Bowl, the second oldest collegiate bowl game in the country. It's part of the University of Texas, El Paso campus, an architectural wonder nestled along the base of the magnificent Franklin Mountains. A closer look at the Franklins is at the Wilderness Trail and Museum on the southernmost tip of the famed Rocky Mountains. The view is truly one of a kind. Turning back the clock for a day at Waco Tanks Historical Park, the contestants discover ancient treasures from earlier civilizations. These 6,000-year-old Indian pictographs are a testimony to the rich history of the Great Southwest. This southwestern history is not exclusive to the El Paso area alone. Neighboring Juarez, the 4th largest city in Mexico, boasts a rich heritage of more than 400 years. The namesake of this Mexican metropolis, Pedro Benito Juarez, is honored on this city's main street. The region's oldest surviving church structure, the Guadalupe Mission, dates back to the early 1600s. Here is a tradition that's probably more familiar, shopping. Only this time it's Mexican style. Shopping at the old city market, where merchants from all over fill the shops with colorful souvenirs, it's not only an art form, it's an event. So over the last few days, our 51 delegates have called these 2 sister cities home. They all agree that the one memory that stands out the most is the wonderful people. El Paso and Juarez, 2 jewels in the crown of the majestic Southwest.
That looks like a real good time. More good times ahead. Our 10 semifinalists are getting ready for the swimsuit presentation.
But first, we want to introduce you to some of our state title holders as they had a chance to visit one of El Paso's landmarks.
I'm Lisa. I'm Kelly. And I'm Tiffany. And we're all here at Mission Escaleta in El Paso.
This adobe mission was built in the late 1600s by the Tigua Indians and welcomes visitors daily, as well as operating a full religious schedule.
I can't wait to look around. There's so much to see. That's right, Lisa. And we'll have a chance to see more of historic El Paso and neighboring Juarez, Mexico, after this message.
Welcome back to Miss 92 World America. You know, all of these Women, of course, have their own personal regimens for fitness and nutrition. They all work out, some are vegetarians. That's healthy. I'm a semi-vegetarian myself. I only eat animals who eat vegetables. Oh, you're too kind. Thank you, Gary Marshall. The truth is, our looks are a total part of our total persona. And if you look good in a swimsuit, you ought to grab a sash and join the competition, because here comes that part of the show. We now present our 10 semifinalists, each modeling a swimsuit she has personally chosen from the official swimwear collection. Now, in a traditional pageant, you know, they'd be wearing high heels with their bathing suits. I always wondered why they don't wear swim flippers with the evening gowns. Using that logic, who knows, doesn't matter. Tonight, our ladies are barefooting, our judges are evaluating, and in this, the first of our 3 competitions, they'll be looking for symmetry of form, class, and elegance. Here in original Gotex designs are our 51 state representatives in a swimwear showcase. Present the first of our 10 semi-finalists. She's from Hawaii, Nadine Tanega. Nadine's brother is a professional photographer. Couldn't ask for a much better model than Sister Nadine.
One thing that motivates me to work in the human resource management field is that I have a love to work with people and for people.
From Alaska, this is Karen Meyer. Coming from Alaska, you wouldn't think there'd be much time spent in a bathing suit, but she's certainly catching on.
Through traveling, and this is something my parents taught me at a very early age, that we not only learn about those various cultures and take examples from them and try to understand their standards and values, but from that we can then appreciate our own culture much more beneficially.
From the beaches of Colorado, Tiffany Rydesel. Tiffany is a student of history. Her father's a police officer, so curfew means curfew at the Rydesel house.
I'm Daddy's little girl. So I love my father dearly, and I need to learn how to tell him more and show him more, because I'm not sure if he knows it.
From New York, Heather Quarles. Heather's a dance teacher, which explains why she moves so gracefully.
I think that when you compete in any competition, that it helps you learn and grow. It helps you see more of who you are.
From Florida, Sharon Belden. Sharon works on interior design for yachts. Her specialty is waterproofing, no doubt.
I think my best asset is my vivacious personality, because I feel that you shouldn't dwell on the past and what has happened, and that you should look forward to things, and I think your attitude determines your altitude.
From California, this is Shannon Stone. Shannon aspires to be an actress, and certainly if beach movies come back, she's got the part.
I do want to pursue an acting career someday, and I'm hoping that the experience that I'll get on all the seminars and the interviews that I would be doing if I were to win this title would help me move more into that field.
From Pennsylvania comes Elizabeth Seaback. She's an entrepreneurial sort. She had a paper route as a kid and started a cleaning service for corporations. People in Pennsylvania hoping she'll clean up in the polls tonight. Elizabeth Seaback.
New opportunities only come to your life once at a time, and as they come into your life, it is up to you to decide whether to pass that opportunity by or take advantage of it.
And they love her in Texas, Margaret Ann Johnson. Margaret's hobby is pin collecting. Not much room to display them in this outfit.
Whenever you go into an appearance, you think, what can I give to these people? And that's how you grow, and that's how you learn. It's by giving and working hard.
Representing the state of Massachusetts, this is Laura Wheeler. Laura comes from a big family. All 9 children were members of the Framingham swim team. They had to compete just for towels.
My best asset is the ability to focus on my priorities. You have to put your priorities in order and realize what's most important.
From North Carolina, this is Shanna Phillips. Shanna tells us her aunt wrote a book that was published in 27 languages. The book was called Suitcases, and Shanna always carries a copy in hers.
I'm interested in being a motivational speaker, again, because I enjoy people very much. And I think that people can make a difference if they volunteer and if they believe in themselves.
Our 10 semifinalists in a great combination of beauty and fashion. Incidentally, the ability to actually swim is not a factor here. That competition comes up in Barcelona. Stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for this. Someone will soon have the title, the crown, the $100,000 cash award, and the honor of being Miss 92 World America.
There's more to come as the Miss 1992 World America continues. Live from El Paso.
Just a reminder, if you've tuned in late, we are here to choose Miss 92 World America, not elect a president. Although maybe we'd get to the truth about our politicians a lot sooner if they had to appear in bathing suits. What do you think? Huh? Mr. Bush in a bikini? Read my hips, Wouldn't it be something if Mr. Clinton had a Guns N' Roses tattoo somewhere, huh? And if Tipper Gore found out, yikes! And aren't we sorry that we'll never get to see Ross Perot in his Ninja Turtle toddler trunks? Maybe next time. Well, you get to make those judgments in November, but our judges have work to do tonight, so why don't we meet them now? Thank you, sir. Beginning with Sandra Betten. She's a board member of the Academy of Television Arts and Sciences. She's an actress. She's also a member of the board of the Screen Actors Guild. Would you say hello to Sandra Betten? Mr. Kent Foster is the first ombudsman of the U.S. Customs Service, serving as a liaison between the trade community and the federal agency. A warm welcome for Kent Foster. Next is Shawn Sell. She's the celebrity editor of USA Today. She oversees the coverage of major Hollywood events, celebrity interviews, international fashion shows. This is Shawn Sell. Mr. Bill Baruti is an international entrepreneur and linguist. He is the co-founder of the LA Modern Museum of Contemporary Art and a generous supporter of AIDS and cancer projects in Los Angeles. Bill Baruti. This is Mark Medoff. His Tony Award-winning play, Children of a Lesser God, was also nominated for an Oscar. A great piece of work. Other credits include the screenplays Clara's Heart, City of Joy, and his recently published novel, Dreams of Long Lasting. Mark Medoff. And the popular Joyce Brothers. Dr. Joyce Brothers is internationally known as an author, lecturer, television and radio news reporter, and worldwide syndicated newspaper columnist. She's an acknowledged expert in the field of psychology. Hello, Dr. Joyce Brothers. Our next judge is the West Coast anchor of CNN's popular Showbiz Today. She hails from Oklahoma, now living in Hollywood. This is Bella Shah. Gary Marshall is an award-winning producer, writer, actor. He's best known for directing the movie blockbusters Pretty Woman, also Beaches, last year's Frankie and Johnny. He created TV's classic hits, Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley, Mork and Mindy, some of the best and best remembered and best loved. Would you please welcome the lovely and talented Gary Marshall. And our official auditors for the evening are Park Pearson and Chris Neckstedt from KPMG Pete Marwick Auditing Firm. Once again, the judges of the Miss 92 World America. And now here's Gina with a new wrinkle in the competition, probably the only wrinkle you'll see in this group. Gina?
Well, you've met one set of our judges for this year's contest, and I would like for you to meet another group, our contestants. That's right, our delegates themselves will also cast a vote in tonight's contest. Their consensus becomes our contestants' choice and our ninth judge in determining the final results. To help them make up their minds, we've gathered everyone here back in the green room to watch Alan interview each of our top 10 semifinalists. Sunday from Montana, you went through the same interview process in the preliminary competition, and I understand that most of the questions are directed towards current events.
Yes, I had one question on the Equal Rights Amendment and the other one on gun control.
Well, keeping this in mind, how did you prepare for this part of the competition?
Well, I'm a firm believer that you really can't cram for something like this, and I've always kind of watched the news, and I pretty well know what's going on around the world, so that's how I prepared.
I'm sure all of you did a wonderful job. Well, it looks like to me everyone is ready on stage, so let's join them.
Next is the interview competition, traditionally the 30 seconds from hell for contestants, and that's just because they never know what kind of question they're going to get. Sometimes we, the MCs, are too easy. Things like, hello, what did you have for breakfast? How many shoes are you wearing? Those questions are our fault. We should dig deeper. After all, the world is changing. The Soviet Union is no more. Warren Beatty got married. And potato is now spelled with an E. Your spelling bee later for you people. This interview segment is very important in that it provides our semifinalists with the opportunity to verbally express themselves and give their personal opinions, and our group is looking forward to it. Oh, yes, they are. So here goes. Let's begin with you. This is Nadine Tanega from Hawaii. Hello, Nadine.
Hello.
Nadine's bio tells us that she has an interesting ethnic mix. What are the elements of your heritage exactly?
I'm a first-generation American, and my ethnicity is Filipino, Japanese, Chinese, and Spanish.
So you're already Miss World. This is redundant for you. Nadine is a substitute teacher. I would think that the kids would hate to see you leave. Would you ever consider doing that full-time?
I enjoy substitute teaching because I enjoy working with children, and I think it's so important to take time and listen to children.
Well, you lift weights, it says, you hike, you bike, and we acknowledge that keeping Americans healthy is important. What do you suppose we can do to improve health care in this country?
Well, I think it's very important that we take a look at our healthcare system. It needs much improvement. I think a tragedy is when we look at an infant or an elderly person who don't have the efficient health care that they should achieve. And I think Americans themselves have to start working out, dieting, watching their stress. I myself dance, I eat right, and I take care of myself. So I think the first step is for each and every one of us to try to get in shape and take care of ourselves.
Well said. How about just making those forms simpler, you know, that you fill out at the hospital? Thank you. On to Alaska now. Karen Meyer. Karen's dad is the Norwegian consulate for
correct.
Alaska.
Yes.
And so you have a diplomatic background?
My father is from Norway. My mother is from Finland, and we traveled quite a bit. Not necessarily diplomatic, but certainly well-traveled.
Well, in the interest of diplomacy, how do you feel in this day and age of equality and feminism about some of the traditional old courtesies that we used to do? Men opening a car door, for instance, are they passé, or is there a place for them?
I think all of us appreciate a gentleman, don't we? I think all women appreciate gentleman type. I think all of us appreciate a kind manner, a kind helping hand, so to speak. But I do believe that it's time that men and women have an equal balance, most certainly.
Mm-hmm. Good. As long as we're nice people, right?
That's right.
You had problems. We all read about it in Alaska with the big oil spill. What do you suppose the U.S. could do to cut down on environmental waste and abuse?
I think the most important issue here is to get to the essence of the problem. That being that in America, in our society, we are a very wasteful country. And it is important to recycle. And I think most states should make that a mandatory law. Although recycling cans, bottles, and paper is only 10% of the entire problem. It's the corporate dumping, etc., that's really devastating. So I think that we have to get to the essence of the problem, realize that we can no longer damage this earth.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to start just by getting my kids to clean up their room. Your plan sounds very complicated. On to Colorado. Tiffany Rydesel. Hello, Tiffany.
Actually, it's Redazel.
Beg your pardon?
It's Redazel.
Redazel. So I lose points for that because I've been saying Rydesel. I'm very sorry.
It's a German name, so that's okay.
That explains it. It's not one of my languages. Dealing with the problems of juveniles is something that you would like to do. That's been done, by the way. It was called Growing Pains. Dealing with the problems of juveniles. You would... Oh, thank you. Oh, what a sentimental crowd. Sure, watch those reruns. How do you propose to do that? Where will you work?
Well, I'm striving to get my master's degree in history and a bachelor's degree in education, and I'd like to work in a juvenile detention center. And right now I work with a gang prevention organization called Jeffco TNT, so I'm real involved already.
Good for you. One of the things we have to address with juveniles, of course, is our war on drugs. How do you think that is going, and what might be done to improve the overall program?
I think right off the bat we need to hit the base of the problem, and that's the profit that certain people make off of drugs. We can't just stop bringing over drugs. We have to stop the people selling drugs and stop using drugs. And right now I think it's going actually well with the television ads, and MTV is a great medium for children to learn not to use drugs.
All right, an important issue. Articulated nicely, thank you. On to Heather Quarles, and she comes to us from New York.
Yes, that's
Hello,
true.
Heather.
Thank you.
Heather's ancestors, it says here, helped finance the Revolutionary War. How would they have a big credit card, or is it, do you have any left over for the deficit now?
Yes, that's true. They really felt strongly about the cause, and I am told that they did help finance the war, that they really felt strongly about it, and they supported it.
Where were they from originally?
They were from the South.
Mm-hmm. But ancestrally, other countries?
Actually, I have French ancestry, and I have American Indian.
Mm-hmm. All right. Good people to have on your side.
Yes.
It is an election year. The Democrats, of course, just wound up in New York. How do we encourage citizens, do you suppose, to get out and vote? What can we do?
I think people have to remember that the right was given to us to vote, and as a woman in particular, we had to fight for that right, and we got it not too long ago. And people have to remember that in other countries, a lot of people don't have that right. A lot of people don't have the right to say what's going to happen in their country. And we have to remember that, and we have to remember that it is our privilege and our right to vote.
No, we can vote for that answer, I think.
Thank you.
Thanks, Heather. On to Sharon Belden.
Hi.
Hello,
how are you?
Sharon from Florida. Sharon has quite a story. Sharon has lost both of her parents, and you are a winner. Where do you find the strength? It's unimaginable almost to have to respond and deal with that.
Well, from a very young age, I had to be very independent, and I'm a very, very strong person. And I just knew that I had to deal with things, and if I was going to be anything in my life, it was up to me. And I'm a firm believer that your attitude determines your altitude. And I know that I wouldn't be the person I am today unless I went through what I've been through.
You've come through it well. Fine young lady. She's also a businesswoman. I mentioned earlier that you do interior design for yachts, a specialized field in this recessionary economy. What can this country do to improve job opportunities in the inner cities?
Well, I think in the inner cities, it's not only economic problems, it's emotional as well. And like in the last depression, I think that we need to do government job opportunities such as the WPA work opportunities that were granted to people, and that gave them self-esteem and money in their pockets. And once we get this, it will help everything, public housing, social services, and this is a positive attitude, and I'm very big on positive attitudes, and I feel if we have that, it will make everyone want to go and get a job. So I think if we instill these jobs through the government, it will certainly help the motivation to go get a job.
All right, a challenge to everyone. These are the first of our 10 semifinalists. One of these young, lovely ladies may very well be the new Miss 92 World America. We'll get to know the other 5 semifinalists in a few moments, but first, meet some of our delegates as they tried their hands and feet at a local custom.
Hi, I'm Jennifer. And I'm Billie Jean. I'm Latanya. And I'm Randy. I'm Shanna. And I'm Tamara. And we're about to learn how to dance folklorico style. But first, I think we need a few lessons. Hey, girls, check out this fancy footwork. Gee, all I need now is a red rose. And all I need is a 2-minute break. And that's what they'll give you, too. But hurry back as the 1992 Miss World America continues live from El Paso.
We'll continue in a moment.
Welcome back to Miss 92 World America. Our interviews so far have revealed just how informed and thoughtful our contestants can be. Now, it's true they're all so beautiful. That's not a crime. Let's call it a happy coincidence. And to be politically correct, we won't even call you beautiful. We'll just refer to you as facially gifted, okay? And because all of them do look so nice, it is true that those inner qualities will make the difference tonight. So with that in mind, let's get to our next 5 semifinalists. Shannon Stone is from California. Hi, Shannon.
Hi,
Alan. It says that Shannon has studied experimental cooking. Now, do you have trouble getting volunteers for dinner? Have you also studied the Heimlich maneuver? How does that work?
It's exactly that, studying experimental cooking. I'm in the process of learning how. So yes, it is very hard to find takers to test my experimental cooking.
I would think. Now, California, of course, being one of the homes of our aerospace industry, what do you think should be the future of our space shuttle program?
Well, I think, first of all, we need to unify the space shuttle program and make it a world effort, because I do believe all the research that is going on when we do travel into space affects the whole world. So I feel if we unify the program and make it a world effort, it will benefit everybody.
Many Californians hope you're right. Well said, Shannon.
Thank you.
Pennsylvania's own Elizabeth Seebeck.
Yes.
Elizabeth, you have a production company. What is it that you produce?
Well, actually, it's a creative consortium is how I refer to it. I produce everything from commercials, from the storyboards that depict the commercials. I do the script writing, and I have a consortium of approximately 30 young artists that work on a per-project basis, and we do corporate logistics and basically everything an advertising agency does.
Wow. And all alone, you could put 23 people in California out of work. You know that? The whole family is kind of entrepreneurial. 4 of your 6 siblings have businesses?
They most certainly are, yes.
Mm-hmm.
My mother and father both own their own businesses, and they're in the audience tonight. They're each other's main competitors, so hopefully you're not doing any bargaining while the show is going on. But I learned at a very young age the quality and the importance of a hard-working woman, and if you want to play hard in work, if you want to play hard in life, you have to work hard in life also. The two go hand in hand.
Well, especially in the production business, all those jobs you do usually take a lot of people, so good work. Sexual harassment is a sensitive issue in the workplace today.
Mm-hmm.
What might be done to ensure a harmonious professional environment between men and women?
Well, I believe very adamantly that it's quite a serious problem, and that men and women, when they're in a working relationship, should lay down the ground rules right off the bat so that there's not any miscommunication, and what one person may conceive as appropriate behavior, another may not. So on that basis, it's very important when you're working with people that you haven't previously, or even if you haven't done this already, to say what you feel is appropriate and what you feel is not appropriate. And if it is an isolated incident that sexual harassment does occur, bring attention to it to your supervisor, because no American working individual in any situation should have to deal with such stress when they're trying to earn a living.
Tough to argue with that.
Thank you.
Thanks, Elizabeth. In her home state of Texas, Margaret Ann Johnson. Margaret?
Hi, Alan.
It says here you do research in genealogy. You've traced your family tree. How far back?
Yes, actually back to pre-Civil War. I have a great-great-grandfather who fought in the Civil War and traveled from South Carolina to Mississippi, where my family is watching tonight, and formed Morgantown.
Mm-hmm. And your father's name is Howard Johnson, but...
no, we don't have an orange roof in our house.
Not a baseball player or... Okay, America. Now, you are also studying to have an MBA in business marketing. Is that true?
Actually, I'm finishing my Bachelor of Science degree in marketing. I have 9 more hours. Then I want to pursue my master's degree in international business management, because our world is becoming a global economy, and I think that will be a wonderful arena to find a job.
Well, with American industry finding the international marketplace more competitive than ever, Margaret, what can we do to better compete with the rest of the world?
I think that our children are our future competitors, so it's very important that we put a lot of emphasis on their education. We need to elect politicians who will create stricter standards for kindergarten through 12th grade, smaller classes, and higher paid teachers. And also, I think it's very important that we create fair import and export laws.
All right. Thank you, Margaret. On to Massachusetts, Laura Wheeler. Laura, there are 9 children in your family, is that right?
That's right, Alan, and I am the baby of the family.
And who is the most, how would you describe the most eccentric, unusual character in your family?
Oh, I would have to say my sister Margaret. She is actually looks very much like you, blonde hair, but big brown eyes, and what a personality. And often my parents just say, where did we find her? And I know she's watching tonight, and I hope she's not mad I said that, because I really love her dearly.
Ah. How important is it? How important is it, do you suppose, Laura, for the U.S. to provide financial assistance to foreign countries, and how can our foreign aid policy benefit us?
I think it is very important for us to provide assistance to other countries. It helps our international relations quite a bit. However, I do feel that there should be more organizations to govern where this aid is going, such as maybe the Peace Corps, that would help other countries distribute the aid and find out where it's going so it can be better put to use.
Well said. Thank you, Laura. From North Carolina,
Yes.
Shanna Phillips. Shanna, it says you want to be a talk host. So who was your favorite?
Oprah Winfrey is my favorite talk show host. I really respect her a lot. She carries herself well in the air. She has a wonderful sense of humor, and she has the ability to relate to people of all ages.
I'm sorry, the right answer for this network was Ted Koppel, Shanna, but
well, I
you won't be
disagree,
penalized. So, in that you have a BA or are working on a BA in speech
I just completed that
communications?
2 months ago from the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. I majored in speech communications, so just recently graduated.
Good. Well, as a graduate, what do you suppose we can do as individuals to motivate young people to continue their education?
Well, first of all, I think we need to respect our teachers more, because not only are our teachers responsible for socializing our children academically, but they also are socially nowadays. And so we need to have tougher college requirements, better training programs, and just a tougher standard to make sure we get qualified teachers and stress the importance of education. Also, it begins in the home, also, where our parents socialize our children. And if they're happy inside and we can spend quality time with our children, as well as communicate with them very often, they'll be happy inside. And then when they go into the school system, they'll perform much better academically because they will believe in themselves.
How could you guess that she majored in speech communication? Thanks, Shanna. There you have it. We've now heard from all of our semifinalists 10 fine examples of young American womanhood. Thank you, ladies. Here in the host cities of El Paso and Juarez, everyone is kicked in with that famous Southwestern hospitality, and our 51 young ladies have been treated to 3 weeks of activity, fatigue maybe, but also a lot of excitement. And here they share some of their own thoughts about the great Southwest.
There were moments I felt like we were going back in time. Here we were, in and out of 2 countries, 2 cultures, 2 beautiful cities.
Juarez is such a colorful city. I just couldn't help but to stare in amazement at the fiesta dancers.
Boy, did we look like tourists going in and out of all those museums in Juarez. Mexican curators have put so much effort into saving the past.
You've got to be quick with a camera to catch rodeo action Juarez style. All the costumes, the cowboys, and the cutest kids.
It's a thrill just watching the Greyhounds run in Juarez. I think they could hear us cheering from both sides of the border. The real highlight, though, is after the race.
He's got lipstick on his face now.
They know how to stay up late in Juarez. And they know how to throw a party. Just another night at the disco that seemed like New Year's Eve.
Okay, we finally made it back to El Paso. And when I looked into the faces of those folks who came out to watch this 4th of July parade, I could see things like, well, like pride, like all the things this day stands for.
I guess there's a little bit of kid in all of us. Or coward, maybe. Whichever, rule number 1 out here is hold on for dear life. There's a highway close to El Paso called the Mission Trail.
It takes you past several old historic missions and even past the old San Elizario jail. The only slammer Billy the Kid ever broke into.
The largest active Indian reservation in Texas belongs to the Tigua Indians. These adobe walls house a rich tradition that has existed here for hundreds of years.
I felt like we had gone about 1,000,000 miles, with the memories to match. Watching the desert sun go down from the back of a rickety old hay wagon. The smell of supper on the grill. And a cattleman's campfire under the stars. El Paso and Juarez. I think it's a good place to get spoiled.
So our warmest thanks to the people of El Paso and Juarez. Joining us tonight as our official host city representatives are the mayor of El Paso, Bill Tilney, and from Juarez, Mexico, Mr. Carlos Murguia. Coming up next, our 10 semifinalists appear in evening wear for what we call the formal expression segment of competition. First, let's eavesdrop on a group of our contestants as they enjoyed a Texas tradition.
Hi, I'm Heather.
And I'm Karen.
And I'm Jeannie.
I'm Laura. And I'm Cindy, and we're all from the East Coast. This is my first time on horseback.
And my first visit to Texas.
We're having a great time here in El Paso. And you will, too, if you stay with us.
The Miss 1992 World America continues live after this message here on ABC.
Women's issues made a lot of progress in the 80s. But what will our 90s be like? And what about men in their 90s?
They're too old for you, Gina.
Enlightened men will continue to appreciate a woman who's intelligent, attractive, sophisticated, and sincere. And when you find that woman, you'll say, hey.
She's too good for me.
The point is, women want to be appreciated for far more than their appearance. Okay, Helen, how would you like it if I said, all I said was how good you looked, how gorgeous you are, how sexy?
No, I'd hate that.
Well, I hope you're one of those guys who has a feminine side.
Yeah, there's a part of me right now called Darlene, and she's having a great time tonight, yes.
Today's women are faced with challenges and opportunities like they've never been before. It's important that they be as prepared for their future as they can possibly be.
It's bad enough that it happened to you, but now they want to act as though you're a liar, that you don't even know the truth about your existence, and that is wrong.
Seminar workshops filled the contestants' agenda, starting first with a special guest appearance by prominent women's rights attorney, Gloria Allred.
There's been very little in terms of having all the countries together unite and make a space program.
Members of the local press led discussions on current events, questions ranging from public health and welfare to the pros and cons of gun control. Dennis Gallegos, television producer and casting director, offered valuable tips on communication skills and playing the camera.
I would probably not suggest that you put your hands at your waist.
Top model Jan Strimple was also on hand to demonstrate stage patterns and competition movements. And Scott Taylor, hairstylist for the Academy Awards, provided information and techniques on the do's and don'ts of hair care. Fundraisers were also on the schedule as contestants gathered in Juarez for a special benefit style show with proceeds directed to a local children's orphanage. And scholarship money was collected for the University of Texas at El Paso Auxiliary Fund through a gala, charity ball, and silent auction of contestant state gifts.
So now it's time to see what they've learned. Here now, our 10 semifinalists in the third and final category of competition, formal expression. Our judges will be looking for their expression of personal elegance and style. First, from Hawaii, Ms. Nadine Tanega. Next, from Alaska, Karen Meyer. From Colorado, Tiffany Radiesel. New York State, Heather Quarles. The representative from Florida, Sharon Belden. Shannon Stone is the delegate from California. From Pennsylvania, Elizabeth Seebeck. Everett Johnson, Texas. From Massachusetts, Laura Wheeler. Our 10th semifinalist from North Carolina, Shanna Phillips. Let's take another look at the 10 semifinalists competing for the title of Miss 92 World America.
The names of our 5 finalists are coming up. The Miss 1992 World America continues live from El Paso. World America will continue in a moment.
At events like these, we're always wondering what's going through the minds of the contestants. Let's find out what's going through the minds of the judges. The very fertile, creative mind of Gary Marshall. Gary.
I'm confused. I don't know which one. I'm confused, but I'm going to vote because I look for an elegance, I look for a movement, I look for a wonderful, bright mind, and I look for a look in their eyes that says, I belong here.
Yes, and then when you find one, you usually make a movie with her. Julia Roberts, Pretty Woman. Gary did that.
I think tonight, Alan, the next Julia Roberts is here, or maybe the next Roseanne Barr. We are not sure. You don't know where they will come from, truly. Could be anybody.
Yeah, well, that would be an interesting transition, won't it? And she went up to sing the anthem, Bella Shaw. What would the CNN caption be for what you're seeing here tonight?
Well, the caption would be something Gary Marshall and his sister Penny could appreciate. I think it would be a league of their own. These girls are in a league of their own.
Have we gotten enough plugs in for the family tonight?
I think a sense of humor is very important, too, and a lot of them showed that tonight.
Mm-hmm. They did. Dr. Joyce Brothers.
We had a chance to meet all of the young women individually, and although this is a contest, I was very much impressed with the fact that each really is supportive of the other. Last night, when we had an opportunity to see some of the young people, one of them sort of made a little flub, and the others helped out. It was wonderful.
Well, but how American that is. Good. That's the spirit we look for. Mark, one of these young ladies has said that has written a novel about her own life, maybe adding a new chapter to it tonight.
Absolutely. I thought the most interesting thing about it was that she misspelled writing. She spelled it with 2 T's. She probably studied with Dan Quayle. But I was going to tell her later that when I was somewhat younger, I was a terrible speller and grew up to spell pretty well. And I think the most important thing for that young writer is to expect that she's going to have to take 10 years or so of daily work before she can expect that anybody else is going to appreciate what she does, but she's got to just stick to it.
Well, that typo may have been just that, a typo, maybe a clerical error. We'll find somebody to blame on the staff. In the meantime, I'm sure it's occurred to our 10 semifinalists that tonight they might very well be seen by everyone they ever knew, everyone they might ever meet, that they might ever go out with, that might ever employ them. Are we putting enough pressure on them, do you suppose? Are they still here? Of course they are, because they're tough, they're strong. They did get through the preliminary judging, and here's how that happened.
Our preliminary judges had several opportunities to see our delegates in this year's competition. Conducted in both El Paso and Juarez, our preliminary competition provided a judging criteria reflecting a career-oriented event. Each of our contestants appeared before a judging panel and were evaluated for their physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual qualities, in their communication skills, swimsuit presentation, and formal expression. These categories were the same in both the preliminary and final judging, and each competition is equal to each other. Our preliminary judging panel included such personalities as Brianna Benjamin, producer and casting director, Ernesto Hernandez Villegas, Mexican press agent, Linda Marshall, skincare specialist, Jim White, record producer, Deanna Lund, film and television actress, Leon Hall, fashion coordinator, Lisa Liu, television associate producer, and James Horan, popular daytime television star. Voting in secret, the judges selected the 10 semifinalists from the 51 young ladies who represent each of our 50 states in the Union, plus the District of Columbia.
So now you know how they got here. Let's take that next step in finding our Miss 92 World America. I think our auditors are ready to hand me the names of the 5 finalists. Thank you. Auditors have such a keen sense of drama. Again, the names I'm about to announce are in no particular order. Good luck to all of you. Our first finalist of the 5. She is from Florida, Sharon Belden. And our second finalist couldn't be from much further away, from Alaska, Karen Meyer. Three names to go. Our next finalist, from Pennsylvania, Elizabeth Seaback. Our fourth of the 5 finalists. That position goes to Texas, Margaret Johnson. Only one name remains, just one more chance to continue in the competition for that title of Miss 92 World America. And that name is, from 51, we are down to 5. We are down to 1. The position goes to Hawaii, Nadine Tanega. One of these deserving 5 finalists will be Miss 92 World America. Congratulations, ladies. I think you'll agree that we have 5 formidable contenders on this stage. Unfortunately, we have only 1 crown. So we will come back and give each a final challenge. Stay tuned for that. See you in a minute. And then there were 5, each hoping to become Miss 92 World America. With that goes some responsibility. She instantly becomes a spokesperson for this country to the rest of the world. Let's see what each would say in her own words to promote the good old US of A, beginning with Florida, Miss Sharon Belden.
Thank you for calling America's Travel and Tour Hotline. Your 3-day forecast is sunny, sunny, and sunny. Tell you everything there is to do in America? But sir, you only paid for a 30-second call. Well, okay, I'll try. Here it goes. Our nation's capital, the Grand Canyon, the Empire State Building, the Mississippi River, mega malls, and shop till you drop. Tour by train, plane, bus, or car. Meet, speak, and greet with people who will meet you with hello, hey you guys, and hi y'all. You can fish, swim, snorkel, surf. Oh, I'm sorry, but your 30 seconds are up. But when you do visit, America will never run out of time for you. And to answer your last question, sir, yes, you can drink the water.
That was very fast. Great, thanks. Now I'm going to have to stretch later. And next, Miss Alaska, Karen Meyer.
Thank you. I have seen great men lead. I have seen poor men prosper. I have seen rockets launch, illnesses cured, and the relief of poverty. I have seen freedom prevail. I have seen the smiling faces of children playing in their neighborhood playgrounds. I have seen the presence of national security and safety. I have seen the virtue of education and the opportunity for success. I have seen change happen. I have seen family unity and community spirit. I have seen free speech, justice, humanity, and democracy. I have seen because I am American.
Karen. You watch, Jesse Jackson is going to use that exact speech next week. From Pennsylvania, Elizabeth Seaback.
Thank you. The spirit that taught the students of Tiananmen Square to rebel, a freedom that filled the hearts of a people in Berlin, and the wall came down. A passion felt so strongly, a communist country learns to embrace democracy. As our world becomes smaller, the American dream grows larger. For if a man's reach cannot extend his grasp, then what, I ask you, is a heaven for? Thank you.
Next is Margaret Johnson of Texas.
America is what you make it. You get what you give. It's just like anything else. If you exercise your body, you'll stay in shape. If we exercise our minds, we can shape tomorrow, today. And if we exercise our right to vote, America will remain the great country that it is, the land of opportunity and home of the free. So let's all join together and make a difference. Vote November 3rd.
I think she's running for something. From Hawaii, Nadine Tanega.
I am especially proud to be a first-generation American and a resident of Hawaii, our youngest state. Our nation's pride lies deep within the hearts of its people. American has faith in the liberty and justice, and we all have faith and believe in ourselves. The United States' freedom and opportunity is one of the greatest. We are truly the land of the great. From the rocky shores of Hawaii to the beautiful sandy beaches of Hawaii, America is our home.
It's a wonderfully versatile state you have there. Well said by all of them, don't you think? If I didn't already live here, I'd move here. And we'll soon have the name of Miss 92 World America. First, here's Gina backstage.
Well, Alan, we're backstage. As you can see, our contestants are busy getting ready to vote. If any one of our 5 finalists know these girls as their fellow contestants, we thought it would be only fair to give them a choice in choosing the new Miss 1992 World America. Our contestants' choice of the 5 finalists will actually be the 9th vote in determining the final results. So stay tuned, because it won't be long before we know who will wear the crown and receive all of these wonderful prizes.
Our title holder will be the epitome of elegance in her crown jewel collection created for her royal patronage from Petals and Lace of Nashville. It's a shopper's paradise, and the new Miss 1992 World America is at the front of the line as she receives a year's supply of groceries as well as a cash award from the U.S. International Corporation. She's off on a winter skiing vacation in Ski Country, USA, beautiful Vail, Colorado, courtesy of Holiday Inn Vail, presenter of a special cash award. Miss 1992 World America receives a full-length black llama mink coat, an ivory lamb leather stroller with fox collar, and a mahogany and white mink sections jacket, all from Evans Furs. In sophisticated and unique swimwear designs from Gotex, what better way to get a tan? Our new Miss 1992 World America will enjoy a year's supply of tanning products in addition to a cash award from Hawaiian Tropic. She'll enjoy contemporary fashion for every occasion, from mix and match sportswear by Ixpa of California to specialty military jackets from Gale Dower in Beverly Hills to exotic Western-style boots from El Paso's own Stallion Boot Company. In lingerie selections from Cameo Coutures, tonight's winner will receive a complete collection of hair care appliances and a cash award from Vidal Sassoon Appliances, a division of the Helen of Troy Corporation. The Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising of California awards the new Miss 1992 World America with a full year's study in programs ranging from fashion design to retail marketing. Along with a cash award, the Mohair Council of America presents our title holder with a luxurious wardrobe of high fashion styles and creations, woven with the finest yarns and designed with 100% mohair. From the makers of Ogilvy Precisely Right Home Perms, Miss 1992 World America receives a cash award and a year's supply of Ogilvy Precisely Right, the home perm you just can't get wrong. American designer Stephen Yerrick presents our special lady with an ensemble of sophisticated fashions, and she receives her official diamond-studded crown ring from Don Carlo Jewelers in El Paso. All of this and more just for being named our new Miss 1992 World America.
We'll soon identify her Miss 92 World America. It's a big night in El Paso. Don't go away. It's here, their moment of truth. The results are in. Our auditor has that card. May I have the card, please? There you are. Thank you, sir. The card contains the names of the contestants' choice, our runners-up, and, of course, Miss 92 World America. A special thanks to our official panel of judges, both here and in the preliminaries earlier. Not only will our new Miss 92 World America represent the United States at the upcoming Miss World contest in December, but she will be traveling throughout the year, working with children's charities, remember, and I know she will represent all of you very well. Here we go. The announcement of our 4th runner-up. She is from Pennsylvania, Elizabeth Seaback. Our 3rd runner-up, they're proud in Hawaii, Nadine Tenega. All the way up at 2nd runner-up, she is Margaret Johnson, Texas. One of these two will be Miss 92 World America. $100,000 cash award, the prizes, a year of appearances and traveling throughout the world. The 1st runner-up is from Alaska, Karen Meyer. The representative from Florida, Ms. Sharon Belden. Also the contestant's choice is Miss 1992 World America, Sharon Belden. Congratulations to Sharon. Thank you all for joining us. Have a great year.
Miss 1992 World America, sponsored by Monistat 7. Hotel accommodations for the delegates of the Miss 1992 World America provided by Westin Paso del Norte, one of El Paso's grandest hotels.
I'm David Brinkley. On Sunday, members of Ross Perot's former staff, Ed Rollins, Hamilton Jordan, with Perot out, how will this affect the Bush and Clinton campaign? Sunday.